Lager House. Get on down there, get you some delicious Moline beer, some delicious Moline food. And tell them I sent you. Moline Lager House.
That's right. It is January 23rd for this fun Houday Football Friday 2026. I cannot believe we're already almost through January. Next week is the last week of January. We got the AFC and NFC championship games this weekend, and we're all about to get snowed in. So we're actually going to go sit down in front of the TV and watch some football. I think the Bearcats also play this weekend. We can watch them get coached by Wes Miller and see that what a debacle that has been. With that being said, we have a guy. Here's a guy who's out there in sunny California, does not have to deal with the snow. He's in his garage. He is the legend. He is the Godfather. Anthony Cosenza. What's up, AC?
Hey, not true. We had some rain yesterday, Jeff. I mean, gosh, it was a frigid 61, my friend.
I feel so bad for you. I mean, here, this is the smallest violin in the world for you. Exactly. All right, so I do want to get into something I saw you talk about on your show earlier today, where you got the USC biased. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you, but
It's true. I mean,
hey, you're out there. You watch them a lot, and I have no idea. I didn't know anything about this safety you're talking about, but I definitely like the what I saw from the film you put out there. Speaking of the draft, I think it's interesting that Mel Kiper. Now this is January 23rd. We got a long ways to go, but Mel Kiper has Caleb Downs still mocked at 10 for the Cincinnati Bengals. My question is always, if Baines or Woods and Downs is there, which I doubt all three of them are going to be there, which one would you take?
Probably Bain. Just because the situation with Trey Hendrickson, you'd like to think you have something out of Shamar Stewart, but the rookie year was basically a redshirt year. You have Miles Murphy that you can, move around a little bit, and he took some nice steps towards the end of the last couple of seasons. So to me, if you are pivoting off of Trey Hendrickson, I think if all three of those guys are there, I do think the Ohio State linebackers also, if one or both are there, Reese and Styles, if those guys are there too, those have to be in the discussion also. But I do think you go trenches for the Bengals, and I think you have to be able to consistently generate pass rush from a number of spots. So for me, I would go Bain, then probably Woods, and then Downs, just because of how the league works. But you and I talked about this, a week or two ago, Ice, where if you think that Downs, again, not player for player comp, if he can bring the level of impact that an Eric Berry, that a Troy Polamalu, that an Ed Reed, not same guy, not the same player, but if he can bring that level of impact to your defense, then you have to heavily consider that, even if you're the Bengals and don't traditionally value that position, especially not that high. I think the Bengals have only drafted 2 safeties ever in the first round, one of which is playing cornerback right now, and Dax Hill. He's a boundary corner, and the other was Darrell Williams in 1990. Yeah. So, and that was like the last pick in the first round. So, to me, I think Downs is the guy if those 2 other guys or the linebackers aren't there, and Downs is the guy if you think he has that kind of impact on defense. Otherwise, I do think you go Bain, probably Peter Woods as well.
Yeah, I don't disagree with any of that. Like I said, the thing is, if Caleb Downs is that guy, it's hard to pass him up. But like I said, there's a chance. I don't think Baines is going to be there. I think there's a chance Woods.
I don't either.
Yeah, I think Woods or Downs. I think they could be there. But there is a guy. We got another guy.
Here's a guy.
Here's a guy who is kind of a draft guru. And if you have not subscribed to his Project Game Day draft guide, you don't know what you're missing. It's only $5. Literally $5. And this dude works his ass off and has all kinds of stuff in there from this year's draft, next year's draft. I think he's even got 2027 stuff in there. He is from Bengals and Brews. He is Dale Altman. What's up, Dale?
No, not much. It's a little cold down here. Gotta stay warm.
Yeah,
you look toasty. You look toasty.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh man.
Dude, it was like 17 degrees when
I'm sending Dale a space heater, man. We got to get
everybody,
one of those floor heaters.
We need a GoFundMe for Dale.
I have a little floor heater. It doesn't do enough. I bought a decent heater and it got stolen to the house by the kids. So,
well, you need to buy another one. I mean, come on, take all that Project Game Day money you're making and buy you a heater.
Yeah,
you're not making.
He's embezzling. Yeah.
All right, we got a question here. Overzealous, I think is how you want to say it. We'll probably say it wrong. All right. Trade down 3 spots for extra picks if all 3 are there. Now the Bengals and Dale, if you came in kind of late. We're talking about if Caleb Downs, Baines, and Woods are there at 10, which I doubt all 3 of them are going to be there, to be honest. But for some reason, if they are, the Bengals have been known to trade down multiple times. They've traded down a lot. They were more likely to trade down than they are to trade up. You are the draft guy here. What is your thoughts? Is if Caleb Downs is there or if Woods is there, is it worth taking a chance to trading back and possibly not getting those guys? Or what's your thoughts on that?
No, I'm not trading back. I'm taking whoever's the best player on my board. I think Downs, Bain, or Woods would all be good picks. I think David Bailey would be a good pick. Like those are the 4 that I'm pretty zeroed in on. But like last week on Bengals and Brews, I wanted to run a scenario where all 4 are off the board. Then you're at pick and you're going Keldrick Falk. You're going, okay, one of these right tackles are here, or are we putting Malinois at guard? Like what are we doing? Are we taking one of the corners? That's when I trade down if none are there. If they're there, I'm sticking and picking whoever I have the highest. And honestly, for me, I have Caleb Downs as the highest, but I don't think that would be my pick. As crazy as that sounds, you want to go BPA, but the safety class is deep. The defensive tackle class is not.
Yep.
Even the edge guys, it's like if you don't get a Bain or a Bailey, you're not getting near that type of player in the next round. And I think as much as I love Caleb Downs, I'm an Ohio State fan. He's been a great player at Alabama, great player 2 years at Ohio State. I think he'd be a great pick. I'm not trying to downplay him. It's just looking at this draft class as a whole, I think there's way better safeties that you can get in rounds 2 and even 3, and you're not getting the D tackle or the edge player. So these are all scenarios I feel like, scouts, general manager, whoever, coaches run through all these scenarios and really zero in on it. It's not a good class. I know, like when I do my board, I'm like, there's going to be 32 players drafted in the first round. So I try to have 32 players first/second round. I don't really go like, oh, this is a true first round grade. But a lot of guys that do that, they have 8 or 9 first round grades. They have 8 or 9 first round grades in this whole class. True first round grades.
Mm-hmm. Now, Crypt Keeper's got a good point, and I say this every year. Free agency is going to tell the Bengals are real or the same old Bengals and try to fix in the draft. To me, the free agency is going to dictate what they do in the draft, I think, and I say that every year. And there are veteran free safeties out there that the Bengals could get, and linebackers and stuff. I'll go with you, AC, first. Who are your pinpointed guys you've got, or do you have any pinpointed guys that you would like the Bengals to go get in free agency that you actually think they might get? Now, I'm not talking about pie in the sky, just stuff we actually think the Bengals might do.
Well, I know a lot of people are talking the Devons, right? Devin Bush, Devin Lloyd. I'm not as sold on Devin Bush just because of
really
the early part of his career. It was kind of bust, and then he kind of had this ascension of late. So I'm not as sold on him, but I like Devin Lloyd coming out. There were rumors. Who was the guy that ended up, I think, going to Jacksonville and then was the linebacker a couple of years ago? Can't remember his name. That the Bengals offered a pretty penny to. Oh man, I can't remember his name, but it was rumored that he was, potentially in the Bengals mix, and then he ended up going to Jacksonville. Was later traded to Pittsburgh for a little bit, but that the Bengals potentially would go after a guy like that. Obviously, there's defensive linemen to look at too. The thing is, it's hard to kind of say this guy right now, that guy right now. We know guys will be cut right in front of free agency that maybe you didn't think were going to be available, and now all of a sudden, no, that's a nice piece that you can fit in there. So I mean, there are a number of players. I think they could use another veteran corner of some kind as well. Be it a nickel guy or just another boundary guy to help out with the other guys there, especially since you're pivoting off of Cam Taylor-Britt, it seems. So those are areas. Obviously, I think we all know the areas that. I think some people, I think he's a free agent. Byard of Chicago, I think he's an impending free agent, the safety there. He's had a good year with them. I'd have to look at the list. I mean, there are a couple names just off the top of my head, but I do think some others will come about right before free agency that you may not expect. And I want to go back to what Dale was saying about, trading back and all of that. I think if you held a pick in the late teens or the 20s and, some guys in front of you, much like last year, then you talk about trading back, collecting a few more picks. I think when you hold a top 10 pick, that's a premium pick. And we have seen the Bengals get leapfrog. We have seen guys go right in front of them when they sit at the late teens and in the 20s that we go, oh my God, why didn't you just go up and get that guy? So to me, I think especially if there are, one of those big 3-4 guys that we continue to talk about, maybe 5-6 guys that we continue to talk about, I think you take the pick. Now, the conversation that was on our show earlier, and I'd love to get both, and I don't want to hijack your show, Ice, but I would love to hear what you guys think about this. I always have a problem with, okay, let's take, and this may not necessarily be the case at 10, but, we absolutely need an edge rusher. We need an interior defensive lineman, that sort of thing. Let's take guys go in front of them. Let's take the second or third best player potentially on our board at that position group, as opposed to the best player at another position group that may still be available, whether that is a Caleb Downs at a safety position that the Bengals devalue. We talked about Mekhi Lemon on our show, the wide receiver from USC, as a guy that I think we all talked about. The Bengals need that kind of quick twitch slot guy, but they need another Tyler Boyd, right? As a guy on their offense. Do you lean into the offensive identity if a lot of those guys are gone and get arguably the top player at that position? So I don't know how you guys feel about that. Obviously there's like situations where it works out, and then there's Billy Price situations also where you're like, we need this guy, we need a position here, and so we're going to take the second or third best guy at the position group with our first pick, as opposed to the best player at a position group with our first pick.
I think the Bengals have been there, done that, and if the guys are all gone there that we need, you're still picking the best. Like Dale said, if it's an offensive lineman, take them. Like at 10, you want to take the best player available, because I want production on the field. I don't want to reach for some other guy that really might not be supposed to be taken at that time, or like you said, trade. Then you might trade back, because then you could actually draft the guys where they're supposed to be. Dale, what do you got?
If they're similar grades, then you lean into the positional need that you have. But if they're not similar grades, the reach is, what AC is talking about. You'd never want to do that. I would say, like, let's say Peter Woods is off the board, but you're like, oh, we have this glaring need as a pass rushing D tackle. So they go Caleb Banks. And while I like Caleb Banks, he played 3 games this season because of a foot injury. He moves, like, his movement skills are rare for a guy that's like 335 pounds. Like, the flashes are tantalizing, but you're talking about foot issues, this, that, and the other. He's not a top 10 pick, right. But Peter Woods is off the board. You feel like you have to get a D tackle. You go Caleb Banks instead of Caleb Downs at pick 10. Now, I would have a problem with that.
I'd be pissed.
If you're going Peter Woods, who to me is the best D tackle,
yes,
similar grades, Reuben Bain, David Bailey. This is why I said I wouldn't have a problem. Caleb Downs, those 4 players, they're all top 10 prospects in this class for me. You know, they're top 8 prospects, honestly, and you're picking at 10. So I wouldn't have an issue when you give a little more to positional value when you're nitpicking down to that point of like, these are all the top guys at their positions, immediately help our team. But if you're going, oh, this guy's 25th on my board, and I'm passing up a guy who's 5th on my board because he's a safety, and I think we need a detail, that's where you mess up. That's where you reach. That's where you don't build a team properly through the draft.
Now, one thing, like I said, I do think I'm hoping anyway that the free agency dictates what we can expect them to do in free agency, meaning hopefully they go out there and sign some of these guys. Now, another guy I want to get you guys thoughts on, safety out of University of Cincinnati, and he was from played with the Chiefs last year, Cooks. I think it's Brandon Cooks. Am I saying that right?
Brian Cook.
Brian Cook, yeah. I'm a UC homer. Yeah, Godfather here is a USC homer. So I mean, I like the guy. I thought he was he's had a very good year. He's one that I don't know if he's an upper tier as far as free agent guy. I haven't looked at where he's at. I think he's more middle of the road, but I do think he is a quality starting safety that could improve the Bengals safety room.
I think he's pretty upper tier because he's 26 years old. If you just look at PFF stuff, and I know it's not the be-all, end-all, but it's a good starting point because I won't sit here and say I watch all these players. So this is like, oh, you're a free agent. Kind of what'd you do? I'll look at their stats. I'll look at their PFF grades to get an idea of maybe their value and maybe how high they're going to go. 79.7 coverage grade. Well, that's pretty good. 77 run defense grade. 83.6 tackle grade. 71 tackles this season. I don't know. That sounds like somebody who's just solid in every phase of the game at safety on the back end, who's played in some big games with the Chiefs that I think would be great, to add. So I don't know how much money he'll get, but that's a guy, if you're going to go out and you're going to bring in an impact type of player, he sounds like one of them based on those things.
Right. Athey, what's your thoughts?
Steady. And like you said, kind of youngish. You got to figure out the safety position. The other guy we profiled on our show earlier was again a USC guy, Kamari Ramsey, probably a 2nd, 3rd round guy in this year's class. Not the biggest guy, but a guy that to me can probably do some of the things that Mike Hilton did. Be kind of your nickel niche guy, and cover well enough. Has a nose for the ball, hits bigger than his size, but has limitations. Struggled tackling in 24, even though the stats were a lot higher, but really shored that up in 25. So that's another player that intrigues me as a rookie, probably on night 2. But Cook, I know a lot of people think fondly of him, and they just need steadiness. They need guys that know what they're doing. They need guys that take good angles and can just wrap up when they get their arms around you. None of this, trying and Olay out of bounds and then they tiptoe down the sideline and all that kind of stuff. They need some of these guys. And Cook has a pretty decent size. I think he's about 6'1", 6'2", and 205, 210. So he's not a small guy or a shrimp by any means. And, I think that could be a good addition too.
There's another guy.
I was just going to mention some other safeties, without diving in, because on Bengals and Brews, we're going to do all these. I did D tackles today. If you guys want to go back and watch that show, anybody, it's not a good class. It's not a good class of D tackles in free agency. And obviously I'll do the breakdowns for draft stuff on future shows, but free agent safeties, Cameron Curl, Alohi Gilman, who got traded to the Ravens and was pretty good there. Kobe Bryant, another Cincinnati guy. That's with Seattle. Andre Cisco, Reed Blankenship, Kyle Duggar, Jaquan Brisker, who's with the Bears, who was making an impact throughout the playoffs with them. Nick Cross, who's only 24 years old with the Colts. So if you look, just like names that jump out when you start looking at free agency, the safety group's pretty deep along with linebacker.
But that goes all right. So that goes to my point I've been saying here, where the Bengals, where I'm hoping is they're zeroing in on guys that they want to sign and are. They're probably, I don't know if they're talking to him now, but they probably are. They're always happen. But anyway, zero in on the guys that you want and go get them. Go be aggressive. There are guys out there for safety. There are D tackle. Not a ton, but there are some that you could get that would help this team and improve what we have. This is the change. And I don't even say change. because we've seen them do it before. It's been a couple years, but they've done it before. And that's where they have to get back to doing that. Zero in on the guys you want and get them signed, get that part done. The other thing, get the guys that are in your room signed. Like, I still don't know why the hell Dalton Risner isn't signed yet. I mean, this is going to be a conversation I have until he gets signed. I hope we don't have this conversation all the way till freaking August. But sign Dalton Risner. Like I don't even know why the hell he even left the building. He's without a contract. He's down there in the locker room saying he wants to be here. I don't think it's going to take much of a bump to get him to stay here. So that's one that they need to get done. Another concern for me, and me and Dale talked about it, I think we talked about this with you as well, AC, on this show, is the offensive line. And it's more of swing tackle and which I don't think we fixed the future part with a left tackle with Orlando Brown. Nothing no shade on Orlando Brown, but he is getting older, and that is something they are going to eventually address. But I do think the swing tackle is something that they could address this year. And Dale, you know more about this than I will with the draft. Is that a position that they could address or should address later on down in the draft, in this draft?
What was the question?
I did all that, set it all up. He's like, huh? The swing tackle position.
Yes.
They should, but I'm not forcing it. Like, we did a mock draft on our show today, and like, as much as I'm like tackle, so we took Peter Wood since we did a D tackle first round. He was available. Second round rolls around. We could have taken a safety because a bunch of good ones on the board. We're like, well, we always take a safety in the second round when we don't take Caleb Downs in the first. We took Messidor. I know he's 25, but the Miami pass rusher with almost a 40% win rate. And I'm like, well, instantly improved the pass rush juice. And then in the third round, it was like, okay, here's where I could maybe take a tackle. And I was like, no, Kamari Ramsey is still out there. And I think he actually could be in the third round. As AC was talking about from USC, he's played the nickel, but in 2024, he played at free safety. And I thought he played even better there. And I think that's the role you'd envision for him here. So I took him. And then the fourth round, it's like, I'm not forcing this need. And we took a slot wide receiver because Skylar Bell from UConn was there when I could have taken Cage Casey for that swing tackle. He's played left tackle at Boise State, could slide into guard. I'm not forcing the need knowing I have Orlando Brown, but it's one of those things. If the value's there, cool. But I don't really think it will be because it's not a great offensive tackle class. A lot of right tackles, a lot of guys moving into guard. And what we need is a true left tackle. And Monroe Freeling, Caleb Lomo, those are probably the two top left tackles. They're going to be off the board in the first round, but you're not going to take them at 10.
No, yeah, I wouldn't.
No, it's like not for. We need one, but I'm not forcing it.
Yeah, I'm more talking like down, like fourth, fifth.
Yeah, and I think at that point you're just, you know what I mean? Why not just take a better player if you're taking that guy? Right. Probably not going to be protecting Joe Burrow that you get in the fourth or fifth round a year from now.
Right.
So for me, I'm like, it's
maybe I think.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Dale.
No, I was just going to say, I think it's a need that you probably end up kicking the can down the road for a year. Maybe it's your first round pick the next draft cycle.
Yeah, I think it's a free agency move, and it's probably not one that is going to move the needle much. Like it's probably going to be something akin to like a Lucas Patrick signing, but it's somebody that they like probably more than all of us do. But they probably want to. They probably would get a veteran guy. Right. That's my guess, and then probably address it like Dale. They'll probably get another project guy that can, one of their beloved. Is he a guard? Is he a tackle? One of those guys in round 5, 6, that sort of thing. But I see it being a veteran of some sort this year, and I don't want to say like minimum, but probably a guy like just kind of a little bit above that, like a Lucas Patrick type signing where you say, if Mims does miss a game, if Brown has to take a handful of snaps off or whatever, this guy can get you by. I don't think you can do the Cody Ford thing anymore. I know I love that catch last year and all of that, but I think you got to get younger there. And
did he sign 1 year or 2 deal, AC? Do you know? Last year?
Last year I thought it was a 1 year. I thought.
Okay.
I don't know.
I think it's a 1 year.
I thought it was 1 year, to be honest. Now Zol here is calling me out, which I just looked at my phone. I didn't even pay attention to this. She said, "Why do you have the conference championship from 2 years ago on your thumbnail?" I didn't even pay attention. That's what
you just had to set the show as something.
So So Cody Ford did a 2-year deal last year that keeps him through this year.
Okay.
$6 million, but I want to see if there's a void to it or what have you. But
well, I was thinking
$6 million. So
I was thinking it might have been 2, and with that, I'm thinking that they feel they have a guy that can play left, right, any of the guard spots. I mean, that's not the worst thing in the world to have on the books, especially for like $3 million.
You can add another guy in there though.
You can.
Yeah, and hopefully they will. I mean, I'm not, like I said, Cody Ford has played better than I thought he would when we first signed him, to be honest. So
a lot of it's going to boil down to how do they feel about Jalen Rivers? Like, I know he played right guard here, but originally they had him at right tackle. Do they think he's the backup for Mims at right tackle this next year? Do they think he's strictly a guard? Do they think Cody Ford can't play tackle anymore? Then you have to get one. But I could just see them not addressing it and saying, well, Cody Ford's our backup.
That's the more likely thing that they'll have. That's what I'm expecting, to be honest, because they have so many other things to address: safety, linebacker, edge, interior. So many other things.
Corner. I mean, they do still need a slot corner, especially.
Yeah, I was hoping Fig would really make a jump this year, and I still hope he will. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I do agree. They do need to get a slot here. Now, with that being said, since I put the wrong teams up for my thumbnail in the AFC and NFC championship game, I didn't pay attention.
Well, I'm curious who I don't even remember who that was.
I'm looking at it now. It was. I'll bring it up on my phone here so I can see it. Because I'm like,
this weekend is Patriots and the Broncos and Rams and Seahawks.
I got Kansas City and Baltimore, and I got Detroit and San Francisco. That's not even. I don't know why I did that. I don't know. I get busy and don't pay attention.
Living in the past, buddy.
Man, hey, it's great there. It's great there.
He just misses Kansas City. He was the one guy who wishes they were still in it.
Yes, I wish we were in Burrowhead playing them again. That's what I wish. That would be awesome. But with that being said, who do you guys got this weekend? And like AC, you can go out to the beach and hang out and watch it wherever you want. We're gonna be snowed in,
but just hoping I have electric.
He's got electric. AC, all right. I don't know. It is unbelievable. People freak the F out about snow. Like, there were lines at the grocery store. It would take, they said it was 45 minutes to an hour just to check out of the grocery stores here. And it's going to snow, but it's okay. Stay in your house. You'll be fine. You guys have, I don't know. You guys don't run out to get bread and water or bread and milk for earthquakes or anything like that. I mean, do you guys ever freak out? Well,
earthquakes, you can't. Earthquakes are crazy to predict. You can't really predict that. So
right.
Yeah. Right. I will say people drive like morons in the rain though out here. It's almost like they're on, their cars are on, oiled up ice.
Do they drive with the flashers on?
They just go 20 under the speed limit on the freeway, and it's like, oh my God, just drive your car. Don't be an idiot.
Do they have their flashers on too, AC? Do they drive with the flashers on the rain?
No.
Oh my God. I saw people down in Georgia doing that one time. It was pouring. We're driving to Florida, and they're driving slow, which is fine. But they got the flashers on. I'm like, why the heck? I can see you. Why do you have your flashers on? And they're like, so if you want to change lanes, and they would change lanes, and like, I have no idea what you're doing because you got your freaking flashers on. I'm like, people are crazy. Well, everybody say a prayer for Dale that he keeps his electric on and his heat on, because we don't want
no frostbite for Dale. Yeah.
No, my wife bought this. That's what I was dealing with running a little late this time, because she bought this kerosene heater in case the electric goes out. She didn't consult with me at all, and she brings it home, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, it has an electrical cord. It says to plug into an outlet. That is not going to help at all. The electric's out. Like, what is this shit?
Wait, it's a kerosene heater that plugs in?
Yes. It didn't make any
Weird.
sense. Some Mr. Heater shit. And I'm like, it literally says step 1, plug into an outlet. I'm like, kerosene heaters I'm used to are like tall,
yeah.
and
this is big old boys,
long thing. Like, I'm like, no, this is some bougie shit that people just buy for the hell of it for their garage, probably like I could use down here. But
don't you like the kerosene? Don't they? I thought kerosene heaters ran.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But this has a button. Like I'm like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Like, what? You just be buying shit, woman. Like this don't make no damn sense to me.
There's no other option. You just got to plug it in. It doesn't give you the option of not plugging it in.
I'm like, go take it back. Like, what are you doing?
You should get a propane heater and just like a big.
Well, I have a propane thing with a thing on it, but it's not working. So I'm gonna have to get another one.
Propane accessories.
I like propane
accessories.
So, AC, how are you going to deal with all the snow you guys are going to have out in California out there? You going to make it this weekend?
I'll try.
By the way, on your show, you're commenting about Zach Taylor and getting the gray hairs and stuff. We never see you have any gray hair because you always have a hat on.
I've got a little in the sideburns, but overall not really.
Right here.
I'd show you my hair right now, but I got terrible hat hair, so I won't. I'll have it nice and coiffed and styled for you next time I'm on. I promise.
All right, that's good. That's good.
I don't just for men quite yet, buddy. I don't do that yet.
Hey, as long as mine stays there.
My comment was, I wonder when Zach's going to hit the old Marvin Lewis gray hair brick wall dealing with the Bengals for so many years. You know what I mean? Like, when's he going to start showing the age? Like,
well, he'll have plenty of time because they're never going to get rid of him.
True. What's he got to beat? 16 years? 17 years for Marv? Old Marv?
One of them. I don't remember. 16 or 17.
Imagine if they get back to the playoffs for a year or two in a row.
Oh,
yeah,
buddy. That 10-year extension is going to hit hard.
Yeah, that's going to be a circle jerk.
Imagine that, and this time next year when we win the Super Bowl. Yes. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't care if he's the coach for the rest of his life if we win a Super Bowl. Like, I really, nobody can tell me anything. I will come on here and talk about that. Reminisce about the year had we just beat the Rams, honestly, I'd feel that way right now.
That would have been nice. Now one thing I did comment on AC's show too, and I do want to ask your guys' opinion about this. This is me being orange-colored sunglasses and stuff, but I think there's kind of some facts to this. Bengals are going to have a very easy schedule next year, being 6-10. This division, Zach Taylor is the only head coach back. Everybody else is rebuilding with a new coach. However you want to look at that. Does this? And the Bengals have. It's for me. The Bengals has to take advantage of this because the door is wide open. I think for them to win this division, to add on and everything. Am I crazy in this? Because this is a Bengals sets up for a Bengals run. Because every time they've went to the Super Bowl, it's always been after a crappy year, and the division is kind of down, and the Bengals capitalize on it. It hasn't been. That's what happened the last time. Do you think? Am I crazy in that thought?
No, to me, and I'll let Dale expand more. But to me, and I didn't even say this on the show, but to me, it's not so much about the coaches; it's about the quarterbacks in the division. Can Burrow stay healthy? Who's quarterback of the Steelers? Who's quarterback of the Browns? And can Lamar not miss a month of time? And to me, can Lamar get along? I think there was maybe a little bit more behind the scenes between he and Harbaugh.
There's more there than I thought.
Yeah. So to me, it's not so much about the coaches; it's about the quarterbacks. Can Burrow stay healthy all year? If so, I think they have an immense shot, despite the head coaches, whoever Pittsburgh and Cleveland end up hiring. It's about the quarterbacks and the level of play of all of them in the division for me.
I think the defense, once again, I'm riding the hopium already. As we as Bengals fans always do. But the defense showed signs of life the second half of the season.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I want to hammer free agency and the draft once again on the defensive side of the ball, because if you get that right, it will ultimately, even if you got a pretty solid defense, you need Burrow to stay healthy. But maybe you win 3 games if he's out and he's coming back like this year happened, and you're right back in that next. Imagine if we were in the playoffs now. Like if we were playing in the AFC Championship against the Broncos with Jarrett Stidham and the Patriots. Do you not feel like we got a good chance to go back to the Super Bowl if we're in that position? Now I know you got to get there, but I'm just saying, like, had you been able to win,
and if the defense was, if the defense was playing like it was towards the end of the year,
yes, that's the thing. Watching these playoff runs and watching the lack of competent quarterback play. You see what you want about Josh Allen. Josh Allen messed that game up.
Well, the weapons are bad there too, but he didn't play well.
You don't need to throw a deep ball there at the end. That was a bad play. He missed Knox wide open for a game-winning touchdown. The 2 plays before that, I think, the tight end.
Well, CJ Stroud. I mean, that
awful.
Houston defense is incredible, and it's like, Stroud, are you literally? And I'm a Buckeye fan. And it's hard to ever defend him. His 2 playoff games, the last 2 were atrocious for him. I'm like, are you gambling on this game? Like, he was awful.
Caleb also had, the most ridiculous play I think I've ever seen, but he also had a number of turnovers in that one too. So it's, I mean, I agree with you, Dale. I mean, obviously you're seeing Seattle's defense swarms, even the Niners defense with all the players they're missing on all over their roster.
Pass rush. That's why pass rush.
Yeah, they swarm.
Yes,
but you're seeing when the quarterbacks are not playing near perfect ball, you could go either way with it. I agree with Dale. Yeah, your defense has to play at a minimum solid to get past the wild card round, but you have to have more than competent quarterback play. Where you're, what did Stroud have? 5 turnovers in that game against New England?
Back to back week, I think 5.
It's unsustainable. So I don't know. That's why, to me, again, the quarterbacks, at least through the North, I think quarterback play will get you through it. If you have the solid defense, then you get through the postseason.
Yeah, that's it's going to be so frustrating this offseason if the Bengals don't capitalize on this. And I've said this, like I was talking about this with Landon from Bengals Talk yesterday. The Bengals have backed themselves into a corner where, in my opinion, they don't have a choice but to go into free agency. You can't. Now they didn't last year because
we said the same thing,
right? Because last year, if you remember, I also said that I think they're putting a lot of eggs on the Al Golden basket, which I didn't agree with. But I mean, to your point, Dale, it did work. I mean, but it was the second half of the season where they got better, and Al Golden got some stuff out of these first and second round picks. And with that being said, too, the defense will be in year 2 of Al Golden. If you can add, I'm not saying sign 5 free agents. Get that freaking edge. Go get a Joey Bosa. Go get Cooks. For safety. Go get a linebacker that could start, doesn't necessarily have to start, but a veteran in that line. Get those 3. Or which, I mean, interior line there really isn't a whole lot there for free agency. But get those 3 and you draft well. I'd be happy with that. I'm not asking for the moon.
No. You and take as many swings as possible, on fixing the defense. That's one thing. It's like it was TJ Slayton and Oren Burks in a defense that was one of the worst in the league. Mm-hmm. It was like there's no way that is what that you didn't take more swings. Sometimes they're not all going to pan out. Even Sheldon Rankins, where it's like, oh, that didn't pan out.
But at least they tried.
Well, you tried, but also he got sick, number one, and you were playing him out of position.
And that's on Lou. And that's where I have my problem with Lou. Because you got him, Rankins doing good. And I know the front four in Houston is way better than Cincinnati.
Right. Will Anderson, fucking Will Hunter. Those guys
that might have something to do with it. But then you got Nick Scott, who was playing pretty good back in Carolina.
We had 17.5 sack. Trey Hendrickson.
Well, we had him.
But I'm saying when Rankins was here, he had 17.5 sacks.
It almost felt a little bit like last year when you talk about Slayton and Burks being the only real kind of gets in outside free agency. And then you talk about Rankins the year before and Stone even too. It almost feels like old Bengals free agency where, you know what? We took some risks. We made some big moves. We're going to rein it in. We can't afford to spend this money on bust guys. And that's just not, I don't know if that's true, but we've seen, remember Antonio Bryant and that whole, like we've seen it time and time again with this team where they go, here's a splashy move. Here's a big name up.
It didn't work out.
So now we're not going to do it. We're going to draft and develop. And so that's what it kind of felt like last year, but you cannot operate your team out of fear like that. You just have to go. I mean,
you gotta take swings.
I guess in a way you get, I mean, I guess you could say balls to the wall, but I mean, you don't want to be reckless and just say, hey.
Well, that's it. I'm not saying
you got to be strategic, but you got to be strategic with it. But you cannot crawl in your shell if that's indeed what they did, which it felt like to me. I don't know. I don't know if that's really what happened, but
I can't wait for him to sign something. Yeah, I can't wait for him to sign some more people last year. I'm like, this is it. I'm like, okay, you're expecting an awful lot of Al Golden. I mean, that's it's unlikely and unrealistic to happen, which that's what we saw. I mean,
it's kind of unfair to Golden too.
Yeah,
I mean,
a little bit.
I mean, granted, the whole, like you said, we've all echoed that same sentiment, Ice, where like it's like, oh man, they're just really thinking Golden's going to be the key to the castle here, and it's like, dude, you got to give the guy some tools to work with. And granted, he got a couple of high picks in the draft, but I don't know. It was just kind of unfair expectations, I think, on him too.
Absolutely.
Well, even like Calais Campbell, $5.5 million 1 year. I know he's going to be 40. Like he's going to be a free agent again. We were talking about that on the, like, I would love that guy. 6.5 sacks. You know what? Like,
but we've been talking about it for 3 years now, Dale.
Can you take those 1 year swings? It's not hurting any future money. You've got X amount of cap. I take all those swings between $3 and $6 million that I can on these guys. Bosa for Buffalo, had a pretty solid season. You mentioned him. Like, that's a guy. Okay, 6, 7, 8 million for 1 year deal.
Right.
Why not take those swings and take as many as you can?
Right.
With veterans, with talent, and then you're going into the draft where you feel like you could, hey, if the 4 top players I talked about are gone, you feel like, hey, let's just take Mekhi Lemon, like AC said. Let's just take that guy, add him to put him in the slot with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, and you're cooking with gas. That's what you want.
Yeah. That's what. Like I said, I don't know why they didn't do that last year. They have, like, let's see here, who said it? Right here, it says they have had $33 million under the cap after they signed T, Chase, and DeMar, and did nothing. And that's the thing. It's like
they gave Trey a bump, basically, which I'm not bringing back Trey, by the way.
No, I'm not either. I mean, that's a projection what I got there. So I mean, I don't think Trey's coming back anyway. I mean, I don't think that's even a thought.
Look at you with your professional graphics there.
Wow, this guy.
Golly.
Wow, big deal. Hey. Sports with Strawberry Eyes.
Hey, I didn't make it. Shout out to Josh for
big dice ice.
Yeah, Josh Isles from Houday Nation. He's the one that made it for me. But yeah, they have the money, and that's what kind of ticked me off last year. They got the money, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying they want to spend. They don't want to spend all the way up to the cap. Fine, you have enough money where you don't have to spend all the way up to the cap. And I'm not saying throw it away. Just be strategic. Take your 5 scouts that you have and the coaching staff and zero in on who you want.
So let's play and God love him, I love the guy, Jeff. Let's play the Jeff Hobson game.
Okay.
So let's say they had $33 million under the cap after the big signings. You talk about the Trey Hendrickson. So let's just ballpark it. What, 28?
$10 million for rollover.
10 million for rollover and 10 million for the rookie pool, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm so sick of that. I love Jeff Hobson. Everyone.
That is where we're at with it. So that's how they operate. But granted, it goes back to what we've all talked about for weeks with you guys. Again, it's just overconfidence in what they have, right? It's like, hey, we re-signed our core guy. Joe's going to be healthy the whole year. We're going to be in it, and it didn't happen that way. And now Golden is the key to rebuilding the defense, and it didn't happen. So this year they can't. Even if they have that rollover and rookie pool built in and all that stuff, they can't sit on their hands. They have to be proactive. That kind of goes
to my point, AC. It's like, they did it that way. They got a new defense coordinator last year. They drafted defense in the draft. They did. There's the only other way to go is free agency. If they are serious, like Duke Tobin said, nobody else wants to win more than him, Zach, Elizabeth, Paul Jr., Katie. I'm going to keep saying this because he said it. Nobody wants to win more than they do. Prove it. And this is how you prove it, is going to get free agency. You got to add that way. That's why I don't see any other way for them to do it. Right, Dale?
Right.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to just turn my camera off. There's AC.
There's Dale with the astute contribution.
Yeah. Right on. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that. Yeah, that.
You're right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm used to saying that, like if I ain't paying attention and the wife's talking to me, I just say, yeah.
That's how you end up
right.
with the. That's how you.
You're right.
That's how you end up with the kerosene heater that you have to plug in when you lose your.
You're right. I'm sorry. You're right.
Yeah.
My bad. All right, so let's do some AFC and NFC championship game. I got the wrong graphic on there. Who do you guys got this weekend and why? AC said you got your camera on, and Dale's probably ripping a Peter. I'll let you go first.
Ripping a Peter. Oh, wow. Dale, what goes on in your basement, buddy?
Peter ripping. Got to stay
there you
warm
go.
somehow.
Well, yeah, there you go. I think Patriots, just because of the quarterback situation with the Broncos. I don't see Stidham coming in there and carrying him unless the Broncos defense just has a ridiculous game, which they are capable of. That defense is very, very good. But I think that's got New England on it. Then the other one, I can't. I part of me is saying, in Seattle is just a really complete team. The Rams are a complete team too, and McVay has been there, done that. McDonald not so much. So that's a coin flip game. I guess I'll go with Seattle on that, just because I think they're maybe a little bit more talented, but.
Front four is awesome. Their front four
and I really would like to see a Sam Darnold redemption story.
Yes, that would be kind of cool.
But I Stafford's just playing at a high level, and just when you think the Rams are, they take a sack, they whatever, Stafford finds some dude. The rookie.
It's usually Puka Nacua.
Yeah, it's Nacua, or he's been hitting Ferguson. He's been hitting Colby Parkinson. Remember that guy? Yeah, all of a sudden he's in their offense, and you're like, dude, what's happening? So the Rams kind of find a way. I think Seattle's more complete. I'll go Seattle, but it would not surprise me if the Rams won.
Yeah, that's the two picks I made. I picked the Patriots over the Broncos. I do think if the Broncos are going to win, it's going to be what AC said, the defense, the pass rush. Will Campbell's had some rough moments, played some good pass rushers. And the Broncos are going to throw some more at him with Benito, Jonathan Cooper, those guys. I think that's the way the Broncos can win it, is their defense is going to have to probably get them points even, a touchdown, a pick six, maybe a special teams touchdown. That's the way they win. But I'm going Patriots just based on they just feel like you get that rookie contract quarterback, new head coach. You built the defense up. They're all playing like
by free agency.
Caleb on, Chase on. All these guys are playing good football for them on that defensive side of the ball. I think that the Patriots will pull it out. And then I also picked the Seahawks. I picked the Niners last week, and wow, I knew from the opening kickoff.
They got housed.
And Sam Darnold, I had to pick it on Friday, and Sam Darnold had that oblique injury. Didn't even know if he'd play. I'm like, I don't trust Drew Lock to win the game. And it's like, nope. Sam Darnold's still in there. He can do just enough. Now, they are missing Zach Charbonnet at running back. They still have Kenneth Walker, but that's something to monitor because Charbonnet was just as explosive, big play hitter like Walker. And Walker's known, like if Walker gets injured, because he gets injured a lot, if he gets injured early in that game and it takes away the running game, their defense will have to win that game. But they do have Jackson Smith and Jigba, some good weapons on
what
Seattle.
What school did he go to?
The Ohio State University. But, it was Rashid Shaheed that they traded for from the Saints. during the season. And that guy, all he's done is just return kickoff after kickoff, and he started the game with one. And
he does?
He's been awesome. He has been awesome for them. I think Shaheed's a guy that could be a difference maker in this game, whether it's return. I also think he's a deep ball threat at any time. All the attention on Njigba, boom, we throw one over top to Shaheed for 70, 80 yards for a touchdown in a big moment and open the game up. And their defense is young, explosive, and fun. So I'm going Seahawks, and also fuck the Rams. They took the Super Bowl.
Exactly. I mean, I hate this, but I'm agreeing with you guys. I mean, I probably would have taken Denver if Mix or Bo Nix was healthy, which I still think that's crazy. That he seemed perfectly fine, that he broke his ankle.
If they do make the Super Bowl, he's not coming back, right? He still would be out.
He's out.
He would be out.
He had surgery the next day. He's done.
Yeah.
So it's all lined up for the Patriots to get back to the Super Bowl. I do think I'm really impressed with Seattle's defense, their front four. Where they
Leonard Williams, man. Leonard Williams was a stud with the Jets. Sometimes you got to be proactive and make trades like that.
Yeah, their front four was very impressive, and they could get after them. So that's where I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams win, but like Dale says, F the Rams. I want Seattle because they beat us in the Super Bowl. But my question for you guys, I'll get you out of here on this. If the Rams were to win the Super Bowl, you think Stafford? Yeah, Super Bowl. You think Stafford retires? I kind of do. I think so.
Yeah. I do. To hijack your show, because I won't say to not hijack. I'm hijacking your show.
He just takes over it.
And I'm going to say
Welcome to Bengals and Brews by Dale Altman.
Santori's like, I want the Rams to win. I want Stafford to win because I don't want another quarterback to win that's not Burrow. Stafford's already won one, so he don't want Drake May to win one. I mean, hell, Jarrett Stidham, Sam Darnold. Like, who cares? To me, I'm like, who cares? The Rams took one from us. How do you guys feel on that? Because it's like, I never care about that. It's like if Josh Allen would have made it and won.
I don't want the 49ers
to
ever win one again. Excuse me, the Sucky Niners to ever win one again. And I don't want the Rams to ever win one again before we win one. That's the way I feel about it. I don't give a crap if another team wins it. The ones that beat us, yes, I hold grudges. The ones that beat us, I don't want them to win another one until we do.
Of the teams left, I would pick the Seahawks that I would like to see the most to win it all.
Yes,
same, 100%. Just because I know they've won Super Bowls, but it's like, and obviously for AC, the USC, I thought Sam Darnold was ass coming out. And honestly, he was. Like, he played the Buckeyes in that bowl game. He was awful. He was atrocious. Like, I was like, how's this guy going top
You're
5?
hurting AC's soul right now. You know that?
He had a game. It was the Penn State game before that. He was like unbelievable. And then that Ohio State game, I remember I was like, ooh. And then of course he went to the dumpster fire that is the Jets.
And he's never getting over that. I'm seeing Ghost out there. That's the comment that is going to live on forever. And he can shut all that down this weekend if he has a good game. And I don't really think he actually has to
carry that by any means.
He doesn't have to. No, he just can't lose it for him. That's the thing. And he's been playing great. So I'm rooting for Seattle. I hope they win.
I said it's going to be a Google. He's going to be like Google me. All I do is win if he wins the Super Bowl. Because Minnesota, they were rolling. They went to JJ McCarthy instead of him. Now the Seahawks, like that. I'm kind of rooting for that. And shout out Kirk Cincinnati, man. What he did at Indiana when their first ever title was insane.
Awesome.
That's insane.
Yeah, it was. I still
the meme lord.
Yeah, exactly. There's just so many guys. I love the one going. Me get my wife when she gets out of the shower.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was Cincy James. He said, like, when the wife's in front of the TV and I'm watching football.
Get out the way.
There you go.
Exactly. All right, boys. I'm gonna end it on that. Do me a favor, plug some stuff before I let you guys go.
Bengals and Brews, Project Game Day Draft Guide, putting a bunch of clips out of prospects. I upgraded my tier for the stuff that I was a $3 tier, so I only had certain clips. Now I got all the games, so it's just insane. At $25 a month, I said, fuck it. I work for a living.
Yeah.
I got to do something I want.
He's got that Cincy Jungle money, too.
So
all that money for Cincy Jungle.
insane amount of clips that I'm going to be putting out about prospects because I love the draft. And I do love writing for Cincy Jungle and the opportunities I have there. Shout out AC for the initial opportunity. And I'm trying to carry that torch, man, and still give some good content, do some free agent content during the offseason and plenty of draft content. And check out Bengals and Brews and check out Sports with Strawberry Ice. Oh, you already are. So like and subscribe, share it, retweet it.
3,000 subscribers, baby. Woohoo!
Cincy Jungle. AC.
Yeah, Cincy Jungle. See you, buddy.
See you, Dave.
Cincy Jungle, the Orange and Black Insider. We've got a fun interview coming up next week. So that'll be dropping sometime next week. Check that out. And I'm trying to get some other credentials for on-site events. We'll see what happens with that this spring. So
I'll take some.
That's it. Okay.
All
right.
I'll take some credentials if you.
Well, it won't be through the Brown family. We know that. It'll be through the league. So
okay. All right.
Yeah.
I figured
You're the best, dude.
See you, brother. Take it easy. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Thanks for watching. I've been live streaming YouTube, Facebook, X, Twitch. You can follow me on all those, along with Threads, TikTok. Please check out my Substack. I've been writing articles on there for probably about 3 months now. If you have not checked it out, it's Strawberry Ice Substack.com, something like that. You guys can check it out.
All right, shout out to my sponsors. They are Priority Lawn and Landscaping for all your lawn and landscaping needs. You need your grass cut, you need your shrubbery trimmed, I don't know, you need a paper patio, you need anything. I mean anything. Landscaping required. Think Priority Lawn and Landscaping. Also, shout out to T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out the website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. And of course, Meyer Window, Door, and more. I got it in my house. I highly recommend you get them in yours. They're energy efficient, great looking windows, easy to clean. Meyer Window, Door, and more. Their website is MeyerCincinnati.com. And also, shout out to my favorite brewery, Moorline Lager House. Get on down there, get you some delicious Moorline beer, some delicious Moorline food. And tell them I sent you. Moorline Lager House.
Also, I will be pulling off the sound later on tonight, putting it on the podcast. Do me a favor. Make sure to check it out. It's on BeanPod, Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher Play, pretty much wherever you get your podcast. Do me a favor again. Listen to it, rate it, like it, review it. Leave a 5-star review and a comment. So more Cincinnati fans can find my podcast. Check out the podcast. I get like 2 people listening to it. So I got 358 people watching here, over 3,000 subscribers. I appreciate it. Yes. Wave Man, you're right. I have the wrong thumbnail up there. You are the second person to tell me that. I appreciate that. I screwed up. I don't know how I did that, but I'm glad you guys are here to keep me straight. Other than that, you guys have a wonderful weekend. If you're here in the Cincinnati area or anywhere in the country, and you're about to have this big snowstorm, make sure you stay safe. Don't do anything stupid. Stay in the house. Rewatch Strawberry Ice. Watch the AFC and NFC championship games. There's some good college basketball on this weekend as well. I will see you guys Monday. Remember one thing and one thing only. That is Who Day for life. And everybody throw it up. That's just sports, baby. See ya!
Another great show. You guys still here? The show's over. You can come back tomorrow. I'm out of here. See ya.